Okay, so here's my thoughts on some of this Super Mario stuff. The castle is divided into three parts. These three parts, like the top part, the bottom part, and the middle part. This in itself is sort of similar to the chakras, or at least makes me think of that, because you've got the upper two chakras, the lower two, and the middle two. The seventh or crown chakra might just be invisible since it's not even located on the body. This is the body, the castle is the body. The reason being that when you enter the game, you greet a face, Mario's face, looking at you. Uh, so the whole game is you looking at, okay, sure, it's a stretch, but let me talk to you. Mario's game is filled with his face. This is because his face is the health bar, for example. The health bar is saying, like, Mario's health is his upper part. Now, when his cap is stolen, his health is easily hurt. So the cap is protection of health. What else? Well, his health is also a chakra resonating thing, kinda, because it's multicolored. It's a rainbow, or a spectrum of tones from red to purple. No, from blue to red, passing through green and yellow. So that's interesting. The word power above this health bar is further spectrum influenced, with a pass from red to purple. It condenses the two lower and upper two chakras into single colors, red and purple. Enough about chakras anyway. So my idea is that when you enter the castle, you're entering Mario's body. Mario is entering the body, some body. This body is being looked at front to front, the way you would look at yourself in a mirror, like Mario does. A straight head stare into someone's face. So like the start of the game, when you squeeze his face. Now, let's not forget that this game ends with a rainbow level, so the idea of a spectrum of color is indeed an idea present, not just in this health head thing, but in the in-game worlds too. Here, the rainbow is, in the level I mean, it's a thing to be traveled. You travel up and down it like it's a passageway. In the health bar, one does indeed travel, so to speak, through the rainbow. You travel from blue or good health to red or bad health or backwards. So you travel down the colors. The colors are a place of travel from one end to the other. Or one could say they are a place that one doesn't visit all at once. One visits red first, then blue. It's like there are phases of a wave. A spectrum being a wave, I suppose, in some way. A wave phenomenon of some kind, of light. Now, of course, this light is what we would need to even have a painting in the first place, which is what we're jumping into. So, a painting is also a place of travel, a place to go to another place, a sort of way to go to some other place than the place currently you're in. So color or paint may be a sort of traveling method, be it as a health bar or a rainbow to ride on with a carpet or a painting. A carpet, by the way, tends to be something that rests flat on the floor. I imagine this idea originated in the traditions of the 1001 Nights, the Middle Eastern folk tales compended in that book. I have not read it, but I get the sense that the carpet is indeed an idea of being rooted onto the ground. You tread on it. It is lower than the low, but here it is above in the sky. So we might be evoking an idea of going up and down, the top part and the bottom part, and the space in between. A rainbow often is seen as a passage to another world in folk traditions, precisely because, I guess, it starts from the ground and rises up to the sky, so it's like a stairway to the heavens. It seems to connect the heavens with the earth, at least for a moment. It is a passageway that is colorful, pure paint, color, like a painting that connects this world to another world, so like the castle. The paintings connect to a world outside the castle, and I think the theme of the head has not become very clear. I'll try and clarify it. Mario is divided into three parts: his head, his torso, and his lower parts. Of course, this is a simplification, but mainly it comes due to his choice of clothing, lol. Like, he wears trousers of one color, a vest of another, and a hat of red also. I feel there are three distinct pieces of clothing, denoting three parts: the lower body, the middle body, and the upper body. The health bar is divided into 8 segments, a circle. This is an image we see again. First is the entrance. It's a directional arrow thing, like a cardinality thing from an old compass on a circle. A circle divided into 8 segments. Here is an 8-pointed star. Then we get another circle divided into 8 segments as 8 divisions of the structure, like a hexagon and another thing, an octagon. This octagon is also below in the underground as the entrance to Hazy Maze Cave, or at least I recall it that way. I'm speaking from memory. The castle is a memory, I think. Mario is remembering something by staring at stuff. We tend to remember stuff by thinking of it, and we tend to think of thinking as the head. Also, the idea that the head is divided into 2 halves, or that we get 2 hemispheres inside it, also makes me think that the castle is divided into these often 2 halves throughout it, because that's the way it evokes the brain, or maybe even the whole body, with its 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes. The cover art, for example, we've got this star to the left of the castle and this boo to the right. This castle is above the cap, as if the cap, with wings extended, is becoming enlightened, and this lotus petal above it is the castle, like the typical enlightened symbol of the lotus petals opening. The castle opens its gates. To the left is the star, bright, colourful. To the right is the ghost, shadow, gloomy, and nighttime, a dark thing, not emitting light, but indeed preventing light from being shone on it. So we might have a sort of hot-cold distinction, light and dark. Curiously, this aligns with the desert people below the star, who are also like the spiky guy and the exploding bomb. And then the cold guy is on the other side, the penguins. They're on the ice world. So the ice world is also sort of corresponding to the right, and the hot world to the left, the hot with the star and the cold with the ghost, one could say. Sort of spooky. But hey, so like, whatever, right? So a thought crosses my mind. Mario has these wings that evoke like a right wing and a left wing. They're both on his head. His arms are spread also. So like, his body is easily cut upable into a left side and a right side. The left side would be the left wing, which here would be the penguin. His right side then would be the right wing, or the hot desert. Okay. On previous videos I've spoken of how the left side of the castle is like the hot side, the bomb place, etc. And then also like the left side is the fire world on the underworld. And then the other volcano is on the top level, on the left, tiny huge island. Then the right side is the cold world of Jolly Roger. Then the mirror world of the upper level, right side, and the gate of water world of the lower side, all sort of walls of glass in some way. So the left here is hot and the right is cold, but according to the picture, the right side of the image is Mario's left side, as we would see it as we looked at him, and the left side is his right side, as if we were staring directly at him or at ourselves if he was us and we were looking at a mirror, an image. In past videos, I've also suggested another thing, that this cover art shows a desert world on the top of Mario's body and the cold world on his feet, so that perhaps also bottom is cold and top is hot. Also, Mario in his health bar is looking to the left. What is he looking at? Peach is also in that direction. What's on the left? Fire? Well, fire is a star. We're looking for stars, so perhaps that's the goal of the game. To go to the left of the body and find stars. Mario emerges from the water pipe of the depths and starts to ascend for the fire. ascends up the castle to the top part, the starry sky of the top part, or the sun, which is up in the sky. The bottom is closer to the waters of the earth, like maybe Mario's whole thing is to go up, and going up may mean going left in this game. This game may be associating this to a quest towards the top of the body. If health is reached by getting a head, or a head covered by a head, or a hat. A hat signifies health, and a full head signifies health also. Going up is health. Peach is made invisible by Bowser and made visible by the stars, retrieved by Mario. Vision, or the stars, the light spectrum of color, the rainbow, is a way through which Mario can now interact with Peach. She can be seen in the physical space. The physical space around him contains her. The castle is surrounded by a left waterfall exploding water into the world with rhythmic force, and a pool to the right, with no movement, accumulating water calmly, a dialogue between explosive generative power and calm accumulating power, the power of a lake, its stillness and stuff, movement versus chaos or calmness. Atop the castle, we meet a lizard, a foe in its inner dimension. Inside the castle, the lizard is an evil lizard, but atop the castle, in its outside facet, outside the actual castle, is the other side of the coin, a friend lizard, Mario's steed, his method of transport, a friend whom he can travel to, a companion to travel with, so to speak. The lower part of the castle is dark and musky, flooded, evoking sort of earth and like nature, matter, the elements of fire, etc. But the top level has just clouds on its walls. It's the sky. It's freaky optical illusions, perspectival changes, changes in perspective, in subjective perception of a situation. The subject's perspective greatly changes one's world. So there's a weird disposition where the top part of the castle evokes the kind of things we often associate with the head, the top part of the body, and then the lower part of the castle is evocative of stuff like bathrooms, nature, what we associate to the lower chakras, so to speak. So the top part is the head, and the bottom part is the bottom or the legs. Perhaps, of course, the word power is written with red or hotness to the left and purple or coldness to the right.